What's up, guys? So today we're going to check this out. If you like wireless mics or considering getting one, we're going to do a little review here on the UM 310 Alvoxcon. So it just arrived. We're going to unbox it and then we're going to take it for the test ride and check and see what it will and what it won't do. Right now, you're hearing the audio through my Samsung S9, which is what we're going to be using for the balance of our tests. We will possibly show the GoPro. I'm going to try and hook it up. I'm not sure from my research if it's actually going to hook up to a GoPro or my Panasonic G7. But you'll definitely get an earful. Stick around. Alright, so I already slit the box. Sorry. You're now hearing the audio from my Samsung S9. So we're just going to unpack it. Just showed up. Alvoxcon. Check that out. And it's the UM 310. UM 310. Okay, so let's check it out. Let's see what it's got in it. Are we gonna have to cut? Yes, we're gonna have to cut some tape. So let's do that real quick. Alvoxcon. All right. So the story. Here we go. So we have our warranty ID card, and I believe what's the other one? Register on Facebook or support by Messenger. So what we already know about this Alvoxcon 310 is the first one we got, we really had some problems with. It wasn't registering audio correctly on our Samsung S9, which it claims to do. Now, we will explain straight up front that this is designed as a USB wireless mic into, there's our USB cable, and that's USB to Type-C. USB to Type-C. Here's our microphone. So we'll go ahead and open that up too, because we're going to need it. Okay, so there's our wireless microphone. Here's our little adapter. And this is USB to Type-C. Let's see. There's our receiver. And it has this cool little antenna. It also has some cool lights on it. So we're going to do this. Now, the only time I'm going to change cameras on you here is when I actually plug it into the S9. I'm going to get my GoPro out and do that so that we can see it. Now, we're going to open this up. Oops, I turned it on. All right, so there is our transmitter. UHF transmitter. Simple one button. So what we do know from the other one, I'm going to set this box aside. What we do know from the other one that we got, it was having some issues. So the company themselves are actually really quite good at customer service. We spoke to a gentleman named Tony, and Tony was absolutely excellent. So thumbs up to Tony. We'll do a wave out. We're going to do all kinds of checks with this first, but here we go. I'm doing the little, getting the microphone ready. Okay, so here is our receiver. We have it plugged in to the Type-C so we can go right into the phone. We are going to try this with our GoPro. That's what this is. We're going to see if it actually works with the GoPro or not. So I have a GoPro here too. We're going to get the rest of this kind of out of the way. Alright, so first operation And so you're hearing this audio through the S9. What I'm going to do is I'm going to switch things around real quick, and I'm going to light it up with the GoPro so we can actually, you can watch me do this procedure. Okay, now we have it plugged in. I'm now using the audio from the GoPro Hero 8, 60 frames per second, 2.7K, and I just want to present that now with the Samsung I actually do have connection and it's powered up. Okay, we're recording with the Samsung S9 here, recording my desktop using the Alvoxcon wireless mic. Yep. And it appears that it's working okay. Now, at this point, I have not put any pads. I'm recording directly into the Samsung S9, which you can see I'm recording my desktop on my computer, and I am talking relatively quiet, so we're going to go do a couple of checks. And what we know about this mic is that it's really strong. It's very much like a condenser powered mic. It has a lot of volume to it. So I'm just going to stay at a nice conversational tone, and we're going to take a walk. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of follow the sidewalk, hopefully not fall off and fall on my butt. That would be a real big problem. Okay, so here, right about here, I'm in the sun now, and I'm about 20 feet from the camera. 20 feet. And I'm talking, just simply talking at conversational tone so that you can hear me. I'm going to back up a little bit more, and I think we'll add another maybe 10 feet to that. Now I'm pretty close to 40-45 feet from the camera, and we're just doing this little audio check to see how the levels are holding up. Can you hear me? Hopefully you can. Hopefully nice and strong. Okay. We're going to back up just a little bit more. I think we'll add another 20 feet to that. Now I'm backing up, hopefully straight down the sidewalk, and nobody's behind me, and I'm not going to trip and fall. Okay, now I would guesstimate that I am really close to 75 feet from the camera at this point. Now I should be getting pretty small on your camera, but hopefully really loud with my audio. Now, remembering that this is a USB mic, wireless, that goes into your computer or devices, or in this case, into our cell phone. So now I would gauge that I am about 100 feet. About 100 feet from the camera. Maybe a little less, maybe a little more, but you can tell in the camera that I'm a long ways away from the camera source. Okay? And testing this microphone. So, hey, if you haven't heard about our channel too, while I got you, and I just got to mention, our channel is Agate Enchantment and Rock Wizardry. We knew all about rocks, polishing them, cutting them, finding them. We teach people how to do all those things. So now here again, I'm at about the 70, maybe a little less than 70 feet, 68, 67 feet from the camera. Just doing a little check, and this time I'm going to actually turn around and see what happens. So hopefully you can still hear me. And knowing what I know about this microphone, I may actually be talking a little too loud. So if it's really strong, you'll know. Okay? And off to the side, we have my lovely, wonderful partner and assistant for today, CJ, who is holding on to the GoPro and filming this too. Okay, back to about 25, maybe 26 feet from the camera, give or take. And as I move forward, we're going to do this. So the next thing we're going to do on this is we're actually going to unplug the microphone from the S9 so you can see for yourself the difference at about 6 to 10 feet from the microphone. Now we're using just the Samsung S9 and the GoPro Hero 8 with their regular microphones that are part of the actual camera. No attached wireless mics, anything like that, so that you can gauge for yourself, I'm talking at exactly the same volume, which one and how much that microphone, the UM310, will add to your life if you pick one up. Yes. So now we're using just the Samsung S9 and the GoPro Hero 8 with their regular microphones that are part of the actual camera. No attached wireless mics, anything like that, so that you can gauge for yourself, I'm talking at exactly the same volume, which one and how much that microphone, the UM310, will add to your life if you pick one up. Next on the list is this cool little Alvoxcon, it's a UM310, and now this is the transmitter, and they send this little cool mic, and I'll bring it real close so you can see it. Notice I do not have the lapel mic on, and we don't know how good it works. We haven't really tested it much, so I'm going to hold it out here, assuming that it powers probably pretty close to the same as that lapel mic. I'm going to hold it really steady right here and see how much ambient noise, like, once again, we're next to a busy street at a park with kids playing, okay, on purpose, okay? So now that we're doing a little talking with it, I'm just going to do a little distance test, and I'm just going to walk back and see again how this handles at about 25 feet. Is it still working? We hope so. Okay, then we're going to do a little bit more, maybe not quite as far as the wireless clip-on mic, commonly called a lapel mic, and go back to about, I don't know, a ways. Okay, so so here we go. So I'm just going to check this microphone one more time. I'm holding it pretty steady. Okay, so, you know, CJ brought up a really good point. So here I am. I have the GoPro, which is just using its regular stereo mic. Let's say Hero 8. And then I've got the little Alvoxcon. And I'm just, you know, CJ brought up a good point. Everybody wears masks now, right? So just for an interview, if you're going to do an interview with somebody who has a mask on indoors, it might be nice to know how it sounds. So tell them how it sounds.
I think it might affect the clarity of what they're saying. I know it, listening to people with masks on, it does dull the sound of their voice.
Sure does.
So maybe this is going to be a challenge that we're going to have to investigate in the future.
Yeah, interesting. Okay, well, there you have it. Interview. We've covered just about everything, and you can also hear it on the GoPro 8. We've pretty much covered the Alvoxcon UM310 wireless microphone here, and with a lapel mic as well. I have the GoPro, which is just using its regular stereo mic. Let's say Hero 8. And then I've got the little Alvoxcon. And I'm just, you know, CJ brought up a good point. Everybody wears masks now, right? So just for an interview, if you're going to do an interview with somebody who has a mask on indoors, might be nice to know how it sounds. So tell them how it sounds.
I think it might affect the clarity of what they're saying. I know it, listening to people with masks on, it does dull the sound of their voice.
Sure does.
So maybe this is going to be a challenge that we're going to have to investigate in the future.
All right, guys. So it's been a few hours today. We've unboxed the UM 310. Last demonstration will be for you, of course, is going to be plugged into the computer. So it's plugged into the computer now via USB, which is probably one of its best features as a microphone. In the studio, you got all these wires, you got all this stuff happening. So in our little studio, we do too. And so it's really nice having this little UM310 here. It's a pretty good little mic. Of course, we did have that little fupa up front, and that hasn't really changed with that number one mic. But here it is right now and in the computer. And I'm just using the little mini mic, and it's a good probably 2 feet from me. And it's on. I didn't turn it down at the side, which you can do. You can actually turn the input down a little bit. So there you go. There's my review. You know, I recommend it, and I don't recommend a whole lot of products. If you check our channel, Agate Enchantment, which you can see below, and Rock Wizardry, we don't recommend a lot of products. And so in this particular case, I'm saying thumbs up. Pretty good microphone. And so good, in fact, that we bought the dual set, and we may just do another little thing on that for when we're out in the field. They have a really killer little dual set. As far as company, man, I'll tell you, they're right on top of it. They're sharp with their company customer satisfaction rating, should be right up there at 5 stars. So I'm going to give this a tentative 5 stars. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. And hey, if you like what you saw, by all means, subscribe to our channel. Bye now.